You are watching Midnight Movie Talk here late. Let's call this 1:40 a.m. Eastern Time movie talk here. Live from Los Angeles. I'm Eric Weber. Thanks for tuning in here. Just got out of the theater moments ago in Burbank, California for the fan screening of the absolutely lights out Elvis. This is a film that, as I sit here tonight, and first of all, let me just say this: whenever I have an opportunity to talk about a film that I love, like I come out and I want to sing the praises of a film. Like when I saw Maverick, I came out of Maverick and I'm like, okay, I want to talk about Maverick to like everybody who's out there. And I'm glad you're here tonight, and we need to talk about this film because this film is truly everything that you want from an Elvis film. Baz Luhrmann unloaded the chamber. I mean, this is literally five-star spectacle movie making right here. And, you know, when you entrust a filmmaker to handle a subject like the larger than life Elvis Presley, you're asking a lot of that given filmmaker. And after sitting and witnessing the work that Baz Luhrmann did on Elvis, I am 150% certain that Baz Luhrmann was the exact correct choice for Warner Brothers to make an Elvis Presley movie. This is like a live concert. Okay. It feels like I am just been through literally almost 3 hour concert of Elvis's greatest everything. And there's just something about Baz Luhrmann and the way that and you guys know, Baz Luhrmann's work. I mean, for me, you asked me, what's the one thing I love about Baz Luhrmann? What's the one film before tonight that you really point to for Baz Luhrmann? And for me, it's The Great Gatsby, and not so much about maybe the substance of the film. It's more about the spectacle again, right? In that 3D of The Great Gatsby. But tonight with Elvis, there is a new, very clear leader in the Baz Luhrmann collection of films. This is by far his best film. And this is going to be, as I promise you again, remember, when I make these edicts, when I tell you that something's going to happen, it's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Elvis is going to get an A+ cinema score. Do you remember what we talked about with Top Gun Maverick? I said A+ cinema score. Boom, it happened. Elvis, boom, it's going to happen on Friday night. The crowd at AMC Burbank, down the street, Dolby, which we got to talk about here. Just give me a second here. I'm going to finish this thought about the cinema score. The crowd was erupting in cheers throughout the film. At the end, it was almost like a standing ovation of people just literally in pure elation of experiencing. Really, it feels like I just sat through, again, a real life Austin Butler. Good God, born to play Elvis Presley. But it feels like I just sat through, literally witnessed Elvis Presley in person, a concert. And that is the highest praise that you could ever bestow upon any creation, certainly film, is when you're, again, entrusted to make a larger than life persona come to life on the big screen and it hits perfectly, grand slam. Then Baz Luhrmann is absolutely in my best directors of the year after watching this film. You know, I love Baz Luhrmann. You know, I love Ty West from X, and I love Joseph Kosinski in Top Gun Maverick, Matt Reeves in The Batman. Those are the top 4 directorial efforts of 2022. And I just don't see a way that I'm going to move off of Baz Luhrmann and Elvis as certainly, listen, best film, that's one thing, okay? Best cinematic experience of 2022, I have 2 films now that are tied. One is Maverick, and the other is tonight with Elvis. That's how high the praise is. I can't wait for you guys to see this. If you saw it tonight, hit me up in the comments. I want to get into this because I am so thrilled with this film and how I feel right now about the experience that I just shared with a huge crowd. By the way, let me pull up my Twitter. Okay, so we go to this. It's a fan screening tonight, and you guys know that I'm literally like 5 minutes from Warner Brothers. So, literally headquarters down the street here in Burbank, and I get to the theater tonight, and I look up. Look at this. So I'm going to show you. This is outside on the screen. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my settings, make sure I can see what I'm doing here. You guys can see it. Okay, so check this out. So get rid of that. Bam, here we go. So look here. Public film notice, right? Okay. So this event is being filmed, recorded, streamed, photographed, blah, blah, blah. This was outside saying, hey, Warner Brothers is going to film this tonight. I'm like, okay, what's going on? It's a fan screening. Why is that outside the theater? There was a camera in there and they were doing like a radio promotion, like who knows Elvis's biggest hit? And someone was like, I know. And they give him a t-shirt. Okay. And I was like, okay, why are you filming this? And then here we go. Let's pop it up. Let me get my video here and let me share the audio tab for you as well. I'm sitting here and here comes, and by the way, guess who's here? Baz Luhrmann is here. Here's the video. Let me make it full screen. So here's the video of Baz. Literally, let me scroll back. So here comes Baz. He's rolling by. I'm standing in the aisle right at this point. He comes right by me, and he comes down, and he's like, hey, I'm making a video. You guys are in this thing. And then he says, everyone's freaking out. It's Baz Luhrmann. Like, we're here to see Elvis, okay? And I'm getting more excited at this point, too. And then in moments, here comes Elvis himself, Austin Butler. And at this point in the video, you're going to see Austin Butler come running in. I'm on the other side of the aisle. Again, this is Dolby Burbank, the best screen in LA. Okay, when I say that, I mean, it is by far the number one. If you're going to see a movie in LA, you go to Dolby Cinema Burbank. It is the best screen. It's massive, and the sound, especially on Elvis, is just so shaky. Here comes Austin Butler. So at this point, when Austin Butler comes up, he's walking up the stage. Again, he's across the whole theater. It's a huge theater. Okay, it's packed. I don't know how many seats are in there, but there's at least 300 seats. Okay, so he comes up, and at this point, there are all these little girls. So there's like mom with their little kids here, and they were all up in the front, and they come running up, like security had to stop them. It was insane. But I think what you see here is you see fans, and this is, again, before. And trust me, if he showed up after, it would be even uglier because they would really mob him because of what the work that Austin Butler does in this film. If he is not up for Best Actor next Oscars 2023, there's been something done horribly wrong by the Academy. It's the same thing. Listen, we talked about this with Taron Egerton in Rocketman. Should have been nominated. Now, as we talk about Elvis, I'm going to get your comments here in a moment. But this is the thing about Elvis. It is by far one of the best films of the year and the best cinematic experience tied with Maverick. That should tell you everything you need to know. Here's the problem Warner Brothers, or the issue they're going to have going forward if they want to pull this into the award season. We talk about it all the time. Same thing happened with Rocketman over my shoulder. Is that when you have a film that comes out this early, right now it's the end of June, you've got to carry that momentum now for over 6 months, right? Because Christmas is 6 months, and then you got to go for another 2 months after that. Very hard to do. That said, forget about the date, the release date. Elvis is one of the best films, will be one of the best films of the year. And again, I can't ask for a better rendering of what I just saw of Elvis Presley. That's the highest praise I could ever give to a film. And certainly to, again, a larger-than-life persona and truly a man that is will go down in history as arguably the biggest showman in history. Let's get to some comments here. Hopefully you guys saw it. I'm just so excited about this film. I can't wait for you to see it on Thursday night, or the previews, and then, of course, this weekend. Here's what's going to happen with this film. Let me tell you. It's going to do insane. First of all, I have it at 50 million plus now. I'm going to keep pushing up because after seeing it, I can tell you that A+ cinema score that's coming. A+ cinema score is coming, okay? At the lowest, it's an A. The lowest is an A. That is word of mouth. So what's going to happen is it'll open at 55. Then the next weekend is the 4th of July. which means it has another full week plus, weekend, but even during the week, it's going to do crazy numbers. Here's the problem, I think, that I think Warner Brothers has to deal with, and I think I've got some good news for them. Will young people come to see Elvis? Yes. Tonight, parents drag their kids to the movie. Okay. Just like they did with Maverick. But here's what's going to happen. And the same thing happened at Maverick. The kids are like, I don't want to see Maverick. It's a movie for old people. That's an 80s movie. Or Elvis. He was a guy in the 70s. I don't even know who he is. I've heard his name, but I don't know. Here's what's going to happen. The kids that went to see Elvis tonight are going to go, oh my God, this film. And they're going to tell their kids, their friends, and they're all going to go to the movie. That's what happened with Maverick, including my kids. They went to see Maverick and they're like, my daughter's like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. I'm like, okay, wow. I told you you'd like it, but I didn't know she'd like it that much. And I think that this is the same thing that's going to happen with Elvis. The 100% truth of what's going to happen with Elvis. People are going to go in and they're all going to run out and say, go see Elvis, like I'm doing tonight. Trey is first. Yes, Trey, you are first. Good evening tonight. And thanks for watching here at almost 2 a.m. on the East Coast. It's almost 11 here in LA. And Chris Gore, thank you. Good evening for watching tonight on Midnight Movie Talk. You got into the screening. Yes, I did. It was tight, but we did. Did you go? Did you not get in, Elvis? Gore, did you get in? It's so great if you haven't seen it. Hey, Chelsea, yes, absolutely. Tonight's kit, my bad. Let me pull it up here. Tonight's football kit is Chelsea, the third. This is their third from, was it 2? I think it's 2 seasons ago. I think it was 20. I think it's 20. But it's got the Hyundai patch there, and it's also got there. I added that. I added the EPL patch. I've become like a total soccer kit nerd, but I love showing them off here, and thank you guys for noticing. Let's get into some more here. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. Austin Butler just gave the performance of the ages. I agree. Nick, good evening to you, and 100%. You're absolutely correct. Might be one of the greatest acting performances I've ever seen. The mannerisms, stage presence, even capturing the essence of who Elvis is and was. I think that is, again, we say it very rarely, but you hear it and you're like, come on, that's exaggeration. Not hyperbole. He was born. Austin Butler was born to play Elvis Presley. It was predestined, right? Austin Butler created and his destiny was to do this. And he is everything that you want out of Elvis Presley. Would you want to play somebody that everyone's going to look at and say, no, it's a little bit off, right? That's not how Elvis did this or did that. When you watch this film, you are watching Elvis Presley. And that's the highest praise I can give. And I would say, so if we're going to rank recent rock stars, huge musical talents and their performances, number 1, Austin Butler, Elvis. Number 2 is tied for me. Really, it goes to Taron Egerton of Rocket Man. And as much as some of you do not like Rami Malek's performance in Bohemian Rhapsody, thinking it was a little over the top, I think it's very good. Does he sing? No. Okay, we're not going to get into all that here tonight, but I'm going to say this. Who did I put at number 1? I just put Austin Butler at number 1. Who won Oscar? Rami Malek. So Austin Butler absolutely should be in the Oscar conversation, and he better be close to the win. I got to see what else is coming out there, but right now, best actor goes to Austin Butler. It's not even a question. It's easy. That's an easy answer for me. Klein Stein, welcome to the channel. I love movies on the big screen. Thank you. This leads me to my next topic, which is if you're going to go see Elvis, which you are, because I'm going to make you go. You have to go see Elvis. Literally, you're going to love this film. You have to. You must. It is a moral imperative. Real Genius, one of my favorite 80s comedies, one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's a moral imperative that you go to let's just say this, the biggest MFing screen you can find, whatever that is in your area. For me, AMC is Dolby. Okay, there's IMAX, but I'm telling you, I like Dolby more. I prefer it. Whatever that screen is near you, 4DX, whatever the LPF, large premium format screen is that you have, go to it and make sure the sound is absolutely everything. I'd also suggest this, and I did it tonight. I sat in the 3rd row from the front. tight with the screen. It's a very big screen. This is not a normal size screen that you think that Dolby, you're like, it's all about the sound. It's a massive, I would call it an IMAX for most people. That's how big it is. But I was in the third row. So you're really getting this concert experience, right? When you're that close. And again, I know Baz Luhrmann is a showy director, and I love that. And for this film, it works. Okay. Just all the edits and the way this man shoots films, it just looks so incredibly cinematic, right? It just feels like I'm watching a film, not something I can watch at home. You cannot watch Elvis at home. No chance. 0% chance. If you do, you'll be like, I didn't think Elvis was as good. Well, of course you didn't, because you weren't in the third row of the concert with these speakers blaring in your face, which is how you want to see an Elvis Presley film. Nick, again, it was a tad over long, but Elvis felt more like a tribute, which if you're an Elvis fan, it will eat it up. Totally felt like sitting in an Elvis concert in Dolby. That is exactly how I felt tonight, Nick. You and I shared the same experience. I felt like I was in an Elvis concert with the Dolby Cinema, blasting my eardrums out in the best of ways. And I would even say this at 2:45, I thought for sure I'd come here tonight and say it's long. It needs to have 20 minutes cut. If anything, I honestly would cut 5 minutes. I mean, it's a very small cut. That is shocking for me to tell you tonight. I swore I'd be coming to you saying this is over long, like you feel it. You don't feel it. A little bit in the end, but definitely nowhere near any kind of level that you have to feel like I've got to ding this or I got to bring it down a grade or anything. It works. The run time works, which is really shocking for me. Milan Tomasevic, good evening and welcome to the channel. Do you foresee Austin getting an Oscar nomination? 100%. We just talked about it. Again, Milan, welcome to the channel. Absolutely, he should. I just put him number one over someone who already won an Oscar in Rami Malek. So he better at least get a nomination. So as far as the win, we're going to find out. But I'm telling you right now, he better get a nomination. There's no way in hell that he is not deserving of that. I don't care who else is left this year. There's no way that you can find 5 other actors that are better than Austin Butler. The chances are like 0.01% that you're going to find 5 actors that are better than Austin Butler in Elvis. In any given year, I mean, we'd have to go through each. Let's just go over the last 5 years. Can I think of? No, he would have been nominated in all 5 of the last years. Let's just go reset, okay? So he better get nominated again, unless there's some, like, everybody comes out with their best performance of a lifetime of all these actors. There's no way he shouldn't get a nomination. Britton, good evening to you. Time for Eric to see RRR. I do need to see it so I can add it to my favorite list. Okay, I definitely need to. I'm gonna hold on. I gotta take a quick swig of a seltzer. It was 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I'm a little thirsty. All right, so yes, I got to see that. I promise I will do it. Nick, again, if I'm WB in the Presley family, I'm looking to start the Oscar campaign ASAP. Cruz and Butler, no doubt, best performance of the year. I agree with you, Nick, 100%. Those are the 2 best, without question. Moraine, good evening to you. Hype, man. We're on the pinnacle of cinephile culture. Listen, I don't come on here and spread bogus hype. I will never do that. Because I'd be faking it. You could feel it, right? You just know it's disingenuous. How many guys do you see on YouTube or girls or anybody's that come on here and you can just feel they feel inauthentic, okay? I don't ever want to be that person, and I hope that never comes. If it does, then I'll feel it myself. So I'll be like, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I think that it's very important to know that I will never come on here and say you need to go see a film and not me fully believe that within my very being that you really have to see Elvis in this case, or Maverick, or X, or even a small film that I saw last week, and I told you guys to go out and see when it comes to your town, if you even get it. Poser is a very good independent film. But Elvis is like, gotta see it. Gavin, good evening to you. I'm seeing it Thursday. I love Moulin Rouge. Can't wait. Unfortunately, it's only playing in standard theaters. That sucks. I really feel bad that it's not. Is it still? Who has the IMAX? Is it still Dominion, or I don't know. I don't think it's Maverick. I feel like that has to be in IMAX or Dolby. Do you have AMC near you, Gavin? I'm not sure where you are, but I would go look for a Dolby screen, AMC Dolby, without any doubt. I mean, you have to do that. Mark M, good evening and welcome to the channel. I believe it's the first time I've seen this. Check Friday. It's getting AVX screens. Okay, I don't know where you guys are. I don't know what AVX is, but that sounds like a badass screen. So I'm going to assume that's like the elevated screen. So good. Go for it. 100% go for it. Is Butler or Cruz more deserving of a nomination? Butler. 100%. Even though I really like Cruise and I love Cruise and without question the Val Kilmer moment, right? That's the Oscar moment for Tom Cruise. And I think he should get a nomination too. So right now you're sitting on 2. The problem is it's going to be hard because remember at the end of the year we get all these new films and everyone's going to start talking about those and they're going to go, oh, who cares? I don't remember Elvis. Like, well, that's the challenge Warner Brothers is going to have. They're going to have to figure out a way to pull this movie all the way through award season, right, and keep it fresh. And they're going to do lots of screenings, lots of maybe a live performance by Austin Butler. We saw that happen last year. Remember Jamie Dornan with Belfast? He sang Everlasting Love. Okay, I'm not saying a full Elvis concert with Austin Butler, but think about that as an FYC event. If I'm Warner Brothers, I'm already thinking about Austin. Could you at least sing a song? Because he did sing, right? Pick something and sing it, and let's work that because that's a huge, really, thing that would get people excited about the film. Best actor locked. I would agree with that 100%. Again, there's no way that there's 5 performances that are going to be better than Austin Butler going forward. Now, 6 months left until Oscar season really is over. Because you remember when I say over, I say the nomination period. Because at this point, the eligibility will end up on the 31st of December. So 6 months. So in the next 6 months, are we going to see 5 performances better? No way. Best actor is locked. And yes, Chris Gore, thank you so much. Smash the like button. I say hammer, Thor, hammer the like button on this as I smash my computer to bits. Please do that. I really appreciate it. Again, spread it. We do the community here every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. And occasionally, if I see the movie on like a Monday, we'll do a Monday. Oh, big one on Thursday, by the way. We'll keep going here for a little bit. But Thursday night is the Thor world premiere. I'm doing my best to get into it. Chances are I'm not going to get into it, but I'm doing my best. Okay. I'm really working for it. That said, we will have reaction from people I trust, and we'll talk about that. Plus, we'll talk about box office, all those things on Thursday. Big night Thursday. So make sure you tune in then. We'll be back on at 9 o'clock that night, by the way, which is, 9 o'clock my time, midnight Eastern. Let's get back to JT. Hey, good evening to you. Elvis was outstanding. Butler was so good. Elvis sound like moved like him in pacing issues because of the runtime. I don't really have that much of an issue with the pacing issues. I don't have an issue with pacing issues. Normally I do. I really didn't. There's a little. Okay, but I think at this point we're nitpicking for me on this film. My notes to this film, if I were, remember I told you what I really want to do one day. I really want to get paid by the studios. Hey, Eric, we want you to come in and watch our film. Literally sit through. So Warner Brothers is like, hey, watch Elvis and give us your notes. Come out of Elvis and I say, here's what I got. And I got literally like 3 things to say. Because I think that's important that if you're nitpicking, then we're talking about a really strong film. If we're talking about broad issues that are major problems, such as screenplay, such as direction, such as performances, name it, right? Or combination of all, then we got a problem. Elvis is like nitpick. It's like, maybe we'll squeeze this here, cut that a little down, do a little bit here and there. But nothing really stands out where I say, wow, I wish you would have done this. And I think that is huge. Okay. If you can get a 2 hour and 45-minute movie that is made on one of the most famous persons to ever grace planet Earth and come out with very few notes and say it's pretty much exactly what I would want from an Elvis film, even though I really didn't know if I wanted an Elvis film, then it's a total success, 100%. Kevin Davis, good evening to you. Warner Brothers, Elvis will do Searchlight Pictures, Eyes of Tammy Faye, bomb in theaters and go on and win an Oscar. No, Kevin, there's no chance. Elvis will not bomb. There is a 0% chance it bombs. And here's why. Talk to anybody around the country tonight. They all went to go see these fan screenings, right? So tonight in Burbank, completely sold out, okay? I'm sure in multiple cities, Boston sold out. I'm sure New York sold out. These were, if not sold out, like 90% full. If this movie's going to bomb, these things wouldn't first of all, I don't know if they'd even do them, okay? Because they'd be like, oh, we're in trouble. Why would we even try to book a theater or put it in there and have nobody show up? There's no chance this film bombs. Okay. This film is 50 million plus. I got to think about it over the next 48 hours. I'm going to have a full number for you on Thursday, but I got to think right now. I was at like barely at 50. Now I'm at 50 plus. So that means if the Black Phone gets to 20 million this coming weekend, which I think it will, I think it might even do maybe closer to 30. Black Phone's very good as well. Then you're talking about potentially five $20 million films in one weekend at the box office. And it's not even July 4th. And you're going to tell me the state of theatrical is anything but exceptional, like exactly what it was back in 2015. Pick a year, not even 19. Go back. I mean, you get five $20 million films, which I think we're going to get. I mean, what one's not going to make 20? Black Phone's the only one that's not going to make 20, unless Lightyear falls like 70% and goes to like 18 million, which, we got to talk about that too. Before we're done, we're going to talk about Lightyear because there's something really, really wrong going on there. No question about it. Heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Best part of tonight's screening was no Nicole Kidman promo. They just rolled the film because I love the Nicole, but at this point, come on, man. I can't sit through the minute-long version. Literally make it like a 5-second. Just have her walking in. She pulls off her hood and says, heartbreak feels better in a good, whatever the hell it is. Okay. But again, listen, I don't want to see that promo, like the whole thing. You gave it an A plus. I mean, listen, it's very close. It's an A for me without question. Warner Brothers loves Austin Butler. They immediately put him in Dune 2. I mean, how would you not? Listen, this is how Hollywood works. I explained this with Top Gun Maverick. Okay, so when a studio sees a performance from an actor in one of their films, right, especially like a smaller supporting this is different. It's a lead, but let's say it's small and supporting performance. The studio then is like, hold on, this kid or gal or whoever is good. So we need to lock them down, put them in the next project. Let's get another thing going. And when you look at Maverick, why am I all of a sudden forgetting his name? The kid that is absolutely lights out. Hangman. I'm literally drawing a blank right now at it's 2:00 in the morning for you guys on the East Coast. Hangman kicked ass and everybody wants some. Okay. And that's a small film Paramount made. They said, oh man, let's grab him and put him in Maverick, and it's going to turn out everyone's a winner in that case. And that's how studios operate. So same thing happened here with Austin Butler. All right, let's get moving on the comments because we're cruising here late, guys. Thank you for tuning in here, Midnight Movie Talk on this late extended edition. Let's go to JT again. Black Phone versus Elvis, the box office, different audiences, 100% agree. I think both films do very well this weekend. Both films, Black Phone will do less than Elvis. Elvis is an easy, I'm going to minimum 40, but I'm going to put it at 50 plus. Okay. And Black Phone is, I believe, a 20 to 30. And I think with the reviews and everything that's positive about that film, I'm going to push it to 25, maybe higher. It's going to be really fun this weekend. I'm going to go support as many films as I can because I've got A-list. If you have A-list, go to support a movie. Use your movie. You get 3 a week. Go support one of these movies this weekend. Aaliyah, good evening to you. My mother is so excited for Elvis. She's not been to a theater for over a year. She is going to love her return to the theater. The people that love Elvis, right? And I'm not even an Elvis Presley fan. I don't have Elvis Presley collection. I don't listen to Elvis songs. That said, I understand what he means to pop culture and his impact on the entertainment business, right? Overall, you think about him making films and obviously all the songs and television, all these things that he did. His impact is immeasurable. So for someone that is really an Elvis fan, they're going to have a religious experience with this film. They're going to have something that really enters you in a way that, like Maverick, very similar, that comes to you and literally just comes inside your body in a way that you're just like, oh my God, I'm overcome by the film in the best way. And that doesn't happen very often. It's very rare. And we have two now in the space of like 2 months. You got Maverick and now you have Elvis. And Warner Brothers, I don't know what happened out of Cannes. I heard the reviews out of Cannes were like, whatever. Hold on, let me pull up a couple of reviews because now that I've seen the film, I love to go back. I never, ever want to read a review of a film before I see it. Because here's the truth. Let me pull back for a second. Here's the reality. I don't want to be influenced at all. I don't, if I read anything, I'm going to be influenced by it, correct? So I appreciate that you guys trust me, A, to not spoil a film, but B, you trust my opinion on things. I think that that's earned over time. But ultimately, for me, I don't want to be tainted at all. So now I'm going to go in and look at some Elvis reviews. Let's do this and check it out and see what issues anybody have with the film. First of all, let me see where it stands right now. 82%. That's a very good number. Okay. I'm okay with it. I can't believe it's not higher. I'm gonna look. Let's go. I'm not gonna bother with the fresh because the fresh reviews are, come on. I mean, here, Katie Walsh. Elvis isn't just a reinvigoration of the Elvis myth. It's a resurrection of the king himself. Left the building, not if Boz Lerman has anything to say about it. That's exactly 3.5 out of 4. That's it. That's perfect. That's exactly where it is. Here's the rotten. Let's go make fun of the rotten people because here's the reality. And I'm gonna just be as brutally honest as I can because that's what I think I'm good at. If you dislike your time watching Elvis, I'm wondering who you are outside of a movie theater. I'm wondering how much you enjoy life because this is a life affirming, soul inspiring film. And if you're going to say this is a rotten experience, I promise you this, we're not going to get along. Okay, we're not going to see eye to eye on very many things. Okay, I will respect as much as possible, but I really question what the hell you're doing. Okay, um, okay, all the reviews here that are like 2 out of 4, which isn't the worst. But again, this is not a 2-star movie. This is certainly not a C film. I mean, goodness, I'm not going to call people out. You guys can see. I'm not going to do it. A D. A D? Okay, I'm sorry. I was not gonna do it, but now I'm gonna do it. And whatever. You gotta be kidding me. You guys see who this is. Uh, whatever. At this point, when you give a D to Elvis, I can't listen to anything you say going forward. Like literally, it's over. The relationship's done. And I think that is wow. Wow. That's not doing it right. And objectively, that's not doing it right. And just wait till you see it. You'll be like, a D? What the hell's an A for you, dude? Good Lord. Elvis was outstanding. Okay, yeah, we got that. Yeah, sorry. I got you already, JT. Let's keep going. Chadwick Boseman was good as James Brown. I 100% agree with that. What was your score for Elvis? I'm absolutely at a 9 out of 10 minimum. I might even squeeze it to a 9.5 for the sheer spectacle of it. Okay. The spectacle and the opulence of Boz Lerman for me works. Okay. He is the perfect person for this film because Elvis was a showman and Boz Lerman is a showman of a director. It's the perfect combo for me. It really worked. So I'm at a 9 minimum on this film. Easy. Trey, you were first and now you're up again. I'm watching The Black Phone Thursday and Elvis Friday. You're going to love both. I think you're going to like Elvis more. I like The Black Phone. There are some issues I have with the film. And I don't want to, when people see it on Thursday, we'll talk a little bit more. Again, I don't like to talk about too many details because it's going to ruin your experience. That's not what I want to do. Nick, again, Maverick will cross 1 billion. There's no question about it. Maverick right now, let's pull up that. Maverick is at 900 million worldwide. $901 million. Let's pull it up. This is insane. This was the box office from yesterday. Okay, so here's Maverick. Okay, we can do two things at once here. This is perfect. Okay, so Maverick is at 900 million. Let's pull it up. So here's Maverick. Maverick is at $901 million. Call it 902. Okay, which is unreal. Nobody, when I say nobody, even nobody thought that was going to make 900 million worldwide. Okay, we thought maybe 700, 750, Batman kind of thing. No, this is at 900, so I think it absolutely will go to 1 billion. Okay, now that's the first thing. Absolutely, Mavericks kicking ass. Here's the thing I wanted to talk about, so I'm glad we're here. This is the problem. Let's roll up. What's the number 3 film on Monday? It is Lightyear. Okay, it is a full 1.5 million roughly from Maverick. How do you explain Lightyear, the film that just came out, at number 3 with pretty much every kid in the country out of school? This tells me that parents are not taking their kids en masse to see Lightyear. We saw the $51 million opening, and now you've got a Monday at 6.5 million in the middle of summer. Not like when kids are in school and stuff. This is a Monday that I think was also some kind of holiday. It was like a federal holiday of some sort on Monday. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but the point is that would make it even worse. It's at 6.5. Lightyear is objectively. Let's make sure this is perfectly clear. Oh God, Disney, please don't cut me off for this. Lightyear is a massive, massive disappointment. There's no spin around that. Anyone who spins otherwise is disingenuous. And let me just lay it out like this: spreading misinformation. We like to say it so much now. Let's call it what it is. It's misinformation, because Lightyear is a massive disappointment at 51 million, and overseas it's not even at 100 million worldwide. I mean, well, hold on. What's the number right now? Hold on. Let's click. I know the worldwide isn't. It's at 91 million worldwide. 90. Let's make it even bigger because I really want to show you 91 million. I mean, I'm giving it an extra like $200,000. 91 million worldwide. This film, someone tweeted me today and said this film will not get to 200 million worldwide, which I don't know if you guys know this. That's the budget. The budget of Lightyear alone was 200 million, let alone the advertising. Call it prints and advertising in the old day. I'm just called advertising, the PR, all that stuff. That's expensive. So it's way over 200. If this film doesn't even make 200 worldwide, whoa. So don't, please understand that Lightyear is a massive disappointment. There's no other way. Call it what it is. And if anyone doesn't call it that, then they are disingenuous. And frankly, yes, they are spreading misinformation. Wasim, good evening to you. We need someone to love us the way Eric loves Dolby. You guys know, listen, here's the reality of it, Wasim, and you know it from listening to me here and reading my tweets and getting to know me as a person, is that I'm very passionate, okay, about the things I love and passionate about things I don't love. So I think it's real. It's all unvarnished. I do a very, very bad job at being fake. I can't do it. And for better or worse, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. But so you know that if I say I love Dolby Burbank, you know that I love it. Okay, like that's my favorite theater. If I ever move from LA, I trust me, I do not want to leave. But if I ever did, if you ask me what's the number one thing you'll miss about LA, I would absolutely say Dolby Burbank. That's how great it is. Olivia was very good as Priscilla Presley. I agree with that as well, JT. She was solid. And let's talk about Tom Hanks for a second. Tom Hanks, I think, is a little cartoonish, over the top, right? It's more of a caricature of the Colonel. That said, I don't think it is a huge detriment to the film because it's Tom Hanks. He's still, a very reliable actor. I do not know if he was the perfect person for the Colonel. That said, it's not enough to really bring the film down to me, for me. But there's a reason why you're not hearing people talk about Tom Hanks, because he's just a little bit over the top. And I think that is semi-problematic, but not enough to say that the film is like brought to its knees. Tom Hanks brings Elvis to its knees. No, it doesn't. No, he doesn't. It's Tom Hanks. Come on, man. For someone who isn't familiar with Elvis or his music or life, would you still recommend the film to them? I'm not. We'll see. Let me be 100% forthcoming. I'm not. Okay, Elvis was before me, and my parents weren't big Elvis fans. Of course, I know Elvis Presley. I've heard of Elvis, but he's right outside my window of, impression when I was a kid. So for me, I didn't really know a whole lot about Elvis nor really care, but I did understand his contribution to entertainment and to the music business. And I mean, to film. I mean, all the films, I mean, none of them were like award-worthy films, but still made a hell of a lot of films. So yes, you will like this film. And I didn't know a whole lot about Elvis. And I really, really love the film. I'm gonna say I loved it. I did. I loved it. I love the film. I love the experience. The experience was, especially in Dolby, was just unreal. Uh, you know how much I love this. No one's going to movie theaters. That's why Lightyear flopped. Like, you guys, did you see how busy it was? I sent the picture out. I could have taken like a million pictures. The movie theater tonight, AMC Burbank, was absolutely slammed. There was a black phone screening for I think it was like an advanced like generating buzz screening. Black phone was screening. Then you had Elvis with the fan screening. Then you also had obviously the other films. But between those two films, that place was hopping. That line for concessions was at least 50 deep. Okay. If you look at the picture, go to my Twitter and look at it. I mean, and you remember people said Lightyear flop Variety. Okay, I have a lot of friends at Variety, but come on now, don't spread misinformation and tell me that families haven't returned to the multiplex. Oh, okay. Then how did No Way Home make a 1.8 billion? Oh, okay. No families went to that. How did Doctor Strange almost make a billion sitting on whatever it is, 960? Well, no family saw that. Maverick at 900 million. Let me tell you, you don't get to 900 million without families going. So don't tell me that Lightyear flopped because of COVID. I'm going to say it for the 1 millionth time again. And hit me in the comments if you don't think I'm right about this. People are not living in fear at all. I mean, I'm talking 0% in fear. The people who are in fear, if they are wearing a mask and they're still going about their lives. Everyone else I see, 95% of the people I see, even here in LA, are going about their lives, no mask, living their life, going to movies, doing things. So you're telling me that people aren't going and doing things now because of COVID? No one is. Nobody. If it's a percentage, it's like 0.5%. It's even lower than that. Okay. So don't tell me that. It's such a cop out now. And no more pandemic era. You know how I feel about that. Stop talking about pandemic era. Just let it go. Move on. Move on with your life. All right. Let's keep it on a positive note tonight. Moraine, again, I see Gal's eyes, but thank you for pointing this out. So you guys know the other night I ripped 1984. You know how much I just love Wonder Woman 84, but I can't deny the fact that it's one of the most bizarre FYC screeners I ever received. So as such, we used to have Wonder Woman 84 up here, but first of all, good time. You name like top 10 movies I've watched over the past decade. I'm going to put Good Time on that list. But I had to keep Gal there because she has beautiful eyes, and that way we don't have to see the title at least. But it's always will have a home on the FYC walls behind me here on Midnight Movie Talk. Anisha Raj, good spot on that, by the way, Moraine. Good spot. Anisha Raj, Dune Part 2 going to be huge with Austin Butler and Leia Seydoux. I think it's Seydoux, right? I don't think I've ever said her name out loud. Let me say, okay. Open admission time, Leia Seydoux. I've never met her. We have an opportunity a lot of times to meet stars, right? Because you go to these FYC events and you go to these things and say, hey, come meet Austin Butler or come meet. If I ever meet Leia Seydoux, that's going to be awkward because I find her absolutely like drop dead gorgeous. Okay. So Crimes of the Future is, we will not be talking about Crimes of the Future. If I ever talk to Leia Seydoux, would never say, why did you make that film? And then she'll just walk off. Like, oh, well, that was my chance. But I'm sorry, I can't. I have to tell the truth. It's what I'm cursed with. Mark, again, good evening to you. AVX is Cineplex. Canada. Okay, so Canada, large premium format. So you guys are learning LPF. I mean, you probably knew that, but if you don't, LPF, large premium format. IMAX, Dolby, AVX, 4DX. Not quite Dolby tech-wise, but the largest non-IMAX screens in any given complex. Okay, so it's the number 2 screen. And see, some would say that Dolby Burbank is the number 2 screen, but no, it's number 1. Shh, don't tell everybody, though. Don't tell everyone. Leia's in Dune 2. Oh, man, but yeah, I can't even. I can't even. I can't wait for Dune 2. I love Dune 1. Dune 1 was my number 1 movie of last year. Gore's correct. RR is a must-see movie. It's bonkers. Think Michael Bay on all the drugs plus tigers and stuff. Joshua, good evening to you. And yes, this is why I need to see the film, because if you say this and Gore say I need to see RR. Okay, I admit this. I need to see it. I just, it's 3 hours, but you know what? I can't make that excuse because Elvis is like 2:45. So come on. Dan, good evening to you. I can't wait to watch Elvis. And let me tell you this, Dan, you will be, there's no one that's not, except for, the God, I'm gonna stop myself. Don't say it, Eric. Just stop. The critics who have this at a D are dumb. Oh boy, that was really insightful. But no, really, come on. You got to be kidding me. When you watch Elvis and you come out of Elvis, you might have issues. That's fine. We can have issues. But a D? Like what is Crimes of the Future? If Elvis is a D, is Crimes of the Future like an H? Like no, actually it would be like a Z on that scale, I would think. I mean, how do you even Oh, Dan, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Mark, again, it's a shame it's not playing in IMAX or LPF on Thursday here in Vancouver. So I'm having to go find the best projection sound I can. Here, this is important. Please, if you're within the sound of my voice, please listen. It is a moral imperative that when you see Elvis, you see it on the largest, loudest screen that you can. If there is not that option, wait until that option appears. Now, if you're somewhere where you're not going to ever get that, right? But I'm saying, let's say you have different show times because people do this all the time. They go, well, there's a show time at 1, at 3, at 5, at, let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 5 different show times. So the first one is IMAX, the second one is regular, third one's Dolby, fourth one is regular. If you pick one of the regular screenings, the regular digital screenings versus Dolby or IMAX on this film, you're doing it wrong. You're doing movie going horrendously wrong. Please make sure you pay the LPF upcharge on this film. Whatever it takes, you need to see this film in the largest possible way. In the loudest possible way. It's imperative, a moral imperative. Dominion still has IMAX. You got to be kidding me. Splitting matinees with Lightyear. That cannot continue this weekend because Lightyear's going to tank. It's going to go down even further. Elvis, they're going to need to move Elvis in. They need to stop. Here's what you need to do. I'm going to fix this. And Aaron, God, Adam Aaron, right? Isn't that? I always forget AMC's CEO. He needs to stop signing contracts with the studios saying that you get the IMAX screens, like guaranteed. No way. Maybe opening weekend, if you know the film's going to be big, like Thor or Dominion, and we're talking opening weekend. After that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave IMAX and Dolby open to the point where whatever film is doing the biggest business, I'm going to slide it in there. Because now it's no longer prints. In the old days, they actually had film, right? They had to move the film from one room to the next. But now it's all digital, so they can literally just push a button and switch it into a different house. So leave it open. Don't make it that these things have to be in IMAX because it doesn't make sense if you have your like number 4 film in an IMAX room and you have your number 1 film in one of your smaller digital houses. It makes no sense to me. So stop signing these contracts for these IMAX. And I'd say there's no contract. Be more like the Colonel when you watch Elvis. He was a ball buster when it came to contracts. Be like Colonel Parker. I can't wait to see Minions 2 next week. I'm going to see it next week too. It's going to do very well. By the way, Minions is going to outperform. There's no question about it. All right, we got about 10 minutes left here. We're going to go rapid fire. Remember, I only go 1 hour. It's a 1 hour and done. Then the plug is pulled and the light goes off. Route 66, good evening to you. Maverick's going to fly by 1 billion this Sunday or Monday because of the worldwide. I agree it's going to happen. And it'll be certainly over the 4th. Well, this weekend, it's going to be way before the 4th. So, yes, you're 100% right. By the way, Route 66, welcome back. And again, guys, do me a favor, please. Not smash. Hammer the like button. And, share this. Glenn Powell, thank you. Paul, again, I know I love Glenn. Like, I literally have a man crush on Glenn Powell and Brad Pitt and now Austin Butler. Go on and on and on. But Glenn Powell is, by the way, there's only one N, Paul, so I'm going to have to ding you for that. I'm going to say thank you for helping me, and then I'm going to say there's only one N in Glenn. So, Paul, by the way, Paul sat next to me tonight. Paul is my, listen, I hope no one else is listening. Is Gore still on this? Paul's my favorite movie companion. Paul's an awesome movie companion. He's really fun. We had a couple of beers before over at Yard House. So that I'm not enough. Like I'm like watching Elvis going, what the hell is going on? Like Elvis at the end of the movie. Nick, again, I could definitely see Tom Hanks in supporting. Montgomery's also solid in the small role he had. You know who I also love? I love Kelvin Harrison. It's very small, the role, but Kelvin Harrison Jr. is a total star. When you watch him in Loose and Waves, you see, oh my God, this kid And I just wish that he had got something that was bigger because he plays BB King. It's small, but he's so good, that kid. And by the way, coolest dude. I met him at the Loose party. There were like 5 of us there. I'm like, I'm going to the Loose party because Loose rules. If you've not watched Loose, go watch. There's your homework right there. Watch Loose, Luce, neon film from 2019. What a film. Love that film. Moraine again, quick help, folks. Elvis, should I go in IMAX or Dolby? The answer is Dolby. The answer is Dolby. Everybody tell her Dolby. Moraine, it's Dolby is the answer. People watching the black phone on their black phones, yes, probably, because it's going to be like in the dark web. Hey, Josh, again, longtime listener, first time caller. Oh, hey there. Okay, wait. Am I going backwards on the comments? I probably am. Wonder Woman's right there. It's there. It's there. Do you see it? It's. Hold on. Let me pull your comment down, Josh. Give me a second. There it is. Okay. Well, okay. They got that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look here. There it is. So it's down below Good Time, right? So we got Civil War, Good Time, and now we have 84. Below that, Social Network. You guys can't see Social Network. I would have Social Network higher. By the way, quick spin out on this. I've got I think it's a great Film Courage video right now. Just posted today talking about Social Network and how it was absolutely robbed at the Oscars. It should have won Best Picture, Best Director, should have swept everything. Okay. And just go to Film Courage channel. And again, thank you for having me on, guys. I really appreciate that. Let's go to, it's still there on A Good Time. I don't know what No Way is. I hope you're saying No Way like Gingy. I hope you're saying No Way like Elvis is. It is. There's no way it's not great. How about that? I'll spin it into that. There's no way that Elvis is not great. Welcome back, Gingy, by the way. JT, Juneteenth holiday on Monday. Okay, then that's right. So it's Juneteenth. So there were more people out, okay, even more than just the kids out of school. So it should have been a bigger number, right? You have AMC Dolby in Orange, Alan Ing. Good for you. You do. Is it good? Is it because the one in Burbank? I don't think you've been there, Alan. You got to come up to go. You really need to. And by the way, is Elvis appropriate for my kid? 100%. There's nothing in this film that is objectionable for young kids, especially your daughter. She's plenty old enough to watch this. I mean, there's some drug usage, but come on, man. It's like nothing. There's no nudity. There's no violence. There's no way the films are. I don't think there's any F-bombs. It's got to be PG-13. I haven't even seen the rating. I don't even pay attention to that stuff. But yes, 100%. Your kid's going to love it. Make sure they see it in Dolby, really loud. Like literally, like the old Max. This is going to date me, but those of you who get this, you're going to get it. The old Maxell ad where the dude's in the chair and his hair is like blowing back like this, right? Because he's listening to Maxell tapes. That's what you need. You need to watch Elvis like that, like the dude from the Maxell ads. There's like 2 of you that got that, and for you, I hope you're applauding at this moment because I pulled that out of like the deepest recesses of my mind. Nick again, what smart play by AMC to start doing these early fan screenings. They're representing the best part about going to the movie theater for me. Okay, I do want to say this, that Regal also is doing these. It's really a Warner Brothers thing. Okay, so yes, it is smart by AMC and it's smart by Regal. It's really a studio thing. Again, and also tonight, again, here's the letter. So here's the letter from them filming tonight saying, hey, we're going to film you going to see Elvis if you're in this thing. And the reason they filmed it is because Baz Luhrmann and Austin Butler was there. If you haven't seen the video, I showed it earlier tonight. And it's also on my Twitter page. Go see it. It's like it's taking off because it's super cool. Like what's the best about living in LA is that you have opportunities like that. You go to a movie and it's like there's Baz Luhrmann and there's Austin Butler, and then you watch the movie. Or if you during FYC season, you watch the movie, and then as the credits are rolling, they bring chairs out, and in front of you are the stars. You're like, oh my God. Like the movie comes to life in front of you. And that's one of the beautiful things about living in Los Angeles is that we have them all here. And Austin Butler actually said, I don't know if I got it on video, but I will say this. Austin Butler said, I used to come to this theater with my dates when I was a kid. I go, no. And I think he said that room, the Dolby room, which makes me bond even more with Austin Butler. Now you absolutely have my vote because he used to take dates to AMC Dolby Burbank. That absolutely gets my vote for best actor right there. But yeah, it's the studios. The studios are absolutely doing that. Exactly. JT, Regal, AMC, they're doing this. It's really about the studios seeing an opportunity to make more money. And remember this, they charge more for these screenings, so you're bringing in more cash. Then you throw this number into Thursday's number. So everything they made from tonight on Elvis, they'll roll that into Thursday, and you'll get a bigger pop on that Thursday number. That's how they can do that. Very smart. brilliant business decision. Wasim, streaming has really dented the theatrical experience. Folks expect a film to be on streaming in 3 to 4 weeks. Nothing beats watching movies on the big screen. It's magical. 100% star for that comment. If I haven't starred your comment, I'm starring all of them. Everyone here does an incredible job. You're very smart audience, and hopefully I've helped in that, and you've helped me. Okay. Oh, it's so what a heartfelt moment. But Wasim, seriously, it's a magical thing, and it's a spiritual thing for me. And when I'm watching Elvis tonight, I'm having that soul connection with the screen. It's literally inside me, okay, the film. And when you cross that barrier where you're living inside of the world created in this case by Baz Luhrmann or Top Gun Maverick, whatever film, there's only so many films. Not every film really takes you into the world, okay? But Elvis is like being in the presence of Elvis Presley for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And it's such a great film. I really loved it. I loved it way more than I thought I would. I thought I'd have major issues with it, but it's great. It's a great film. I rarely see COVID masks now, right? Fitness with Julian. Hey, good evening to you. Yeah, you don't. You see a few, and if you want to do it, hey, listen, if you want to do it, it's fine. No one's saying you can't. That's not, I don't say that. What I do say well, I have an issue when you say you have to, or like you get in someone's face and say, dude, I'm not a fan of that. Aaliyah, you mentioned Elizabeth Olsen is stunning in person. Is Gal Gadot? I have yet to meet Gal Gadot. But I can't, I'd imagine. Here's my typical experience with meeting a celebrity in person. They look better in person almost every time. Okay. With a couple actors, they're shorter. Okay. I've met Tom Cruise, but a couple are shorter. So that is kind of weird. But if they look like Leo DiCaprio, when I talked to him for this very brief second at the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood party, he looked exactly how I thought he'd look. Taller. Okay. He's like at least 6'1". He's not a short guy. But when you meet these people, they usually look better. Austin Butler tonight comes walking in, good looking kid. Austin Butler won the genetic lottery, didn't he? Look at this kid. He is like the perfectly shaped face, and he's perfect as Elvis and Gal Gadot and Elizabeth Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen is just. I've told the story. I'm going to tell it again for those of you who haven't heard it. I'll make it short and sweet. Elizabeth Olsen, Wind River party at the Beverly Hilton, whatever year that was. Wind River was like 2018 and maybe 17. She was across the room, and I looked and I go, oh my God, like, stop. And you just, for a moment, you're stunned. You're in a state literally of paralyzation. You're just looking and just going, oh my God, she's dropped dead. And that's Elizabeth Olsen. There's not even a question. You can't even, until you witness it in person, you can't appreciate it. I can tell you, but just trust me that it's not all the time that happens. So I imagine Gal Gadot's the same thing. I can't imagine it would. I don't think COVID's the issue. I think $15 tickets, $5 gas, $3 milk. Yeah. Oh, listen, man. Oh, Josh, you hit nail on the head. We're almost done here. We only have a few more minutes, but I really think this is important to talk about this. It is. The cost of life has gone up so high, and I think that's going to be one of the problems going forward. One of the issues we got to deal with that the studios are not, really haven't seen quite yet is sooner or later people have to make a decision. Do they want to drive their car, or do they want to, spend money on movies? Literally it's coming down to things like that. Do they want to get milk, right? All these things that you have to buy in your life. Something has to give because the prices are going up and the paychecks are staying the same. So if that's the case, then people have to make hard decisions about what they're going to keep in their life. And what do you think is going to go first? More than likely the movie, okay? Because the movie is not essential, okay? Milk, yeah. On my cereal in the morning, 100% essential. Gas, getting to work, getting around, 100% essential. Going to a movie, not so much. Although I would argue this, even though I 100% believe everything you say there, and I think that's absolutely accurate, is that I think that it's very important to have movies in your life because it goes way beyond the money that you spend to get there, to go in for the popcorn, for the drink. It goes to an experience that you will never forget. And I think we're going to wrap with that. Tonight, I experienced something in Elvis that I will never forget. It was towering filmmaking, a spectacle that you rarely get, in a true justice to Elvis Presley. and the larger than life persona that he was. Baz Luhrmann nailed it, and I can't wait for you guys to see it on Thursday night. But again, make sure that you absolutely see this film in Dolby or IMAX. See it in the biggest possible screen that you can. That's going to do it for tonight. I'll see you back here on Thursday. Nope, wrong. Hammer the like button here for me on MMT Thursday. Until then, peace out, guys. Good night.